Hey everybody, this is Anadad71, and I'm making a video today regarding my MLB spreadsheet. It's already been put together, but I had been working on it, basically trying to get something that I can use to help me win an MLB, Major League Baseball on Draftkings, as you can see here on the screen. Brief synopsis of my history with MLB. I started playing DFS in 2014, August of 2014, football. And I kind of noticed baseball coming along, and I jumped in, and I read a few books by Bales and some other people on it, and I gave it a try. I didn't do too well, but I wasn't really too concerned about it because it wasn't my primary sport, so to speak. I went from there in 2014 season. 2015 season, I started playing with all types of projections and lineups and stuff, optimizers, etc., trying to get in and see how that would do, and I did miserably. 2016, I again attempted some more projections and whatnot and did not do too well. And this year, started out the same thing. I went through, I've used Numberfire, Roto Grinders, Daily Fantasy Sports Rankings. I've used them all. MLB Monster, I couldn't even begin to tell you. The Razzball, I've used all of them. I'm not saying they're not good projections. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying I wasn't good with them. And I did miserably, and I lost every single time. And to the point, I just trying to figure out basically what was wrong with me. Why couldn't I, at least do well enough in this sport? And I came to the determination that it's because, and this is my opinion, I don't think baseball is really a sport so much about projections as it is about finding people in key places. So I wanted to go back and attempt to make a baseball spreadsheet. And what I did is I went to Udemy, which is a website that teaches people, how to use spreadsheets and different things, programming. And I bought a course by a guy named Nick Marsh, I believe his name was. And he shows you how to make an MLB spreadsheet. And I put that together, and I liked it, but I wanted to make my own, which I'm sure if Nick happens to see this video, he'd understand. I think he makes it basically like the way I make my videos, hoping that people will take what we show and build on it themselves and put their own personal flair to it. So that's what I did. I sat down and I created something that took me several months, actually, almost 2 months to complete. Because although I liked it in the beginning, I kept finding new things that I could add to it that I believed would make it better. And I have a feeling most people who make spreadsheets come across that. There's always something new you see, and you're like, oh, I wonder how I could incorporate that. And you phase your personality into it. So I made this on Google Sheets because I wanted to make it so everybody could use it, if people were interested in using it anyway. But and I'll show you what I have here. And I'm going to go through each page, and then what I'm really going to do today is I'm going to build a lineup with it. And hopefully that might help people understand better how I use it as well. No better way to use something than to use it, I guess, right? So that's what we're going to do. You can tell this isn't very scripted here. I've plugged right in, and I've gotten to work on making this video. What I have here is my pitchers slate. I'm going to be playing today the 4 o'clock slate only. So with that being said, I've only got the pitches that are coming in for today. And I bring in their ground ball percentage, hard contact, K per 9, walks per 9, Sierra, swing and strike rate, the park ranking, the runs, the money line, the opposing team WOBA, strike rate, and on-base percentage plus slugging versus left and right hands, which is versus these folks' hands. And I bring in a strike score. I learned this actually from a guy, I think his name's Choppadong. He came out on a video on how to pick pitches, and I watched his video, and I liked very much what he had to teach there. What it looks like he was doing is he's adding the strike score and the pitcher's strike score to come up with this. I took it a step further, and what I did is essentially instead of a points per dollar, I used a strike score per dollar to help me find value pitchers. And that's worked really well for me, by the way. I would encourage, if other people wanted to do something like that, it's a great way to find a value pitcher. It's not foolproof, but it certainly will help you find them. I just took the NAs out just to leave the pitches so you get a clearer screen here. Then I go over to the batter sheet, and I have this set up. I bring in the injuries over here. These are up-to-the-date injuries. Basically because I can't stand picking a player, digging for hours, find somebody, and find out he's not coming. That makes me nuts. So I brought that right into it. The DraftKings salary. The ranking system on this is a little bit different than probably what most people are used to. I'm not ranking it by Fantasy Pros or any professional website. I'm ranking this by myself. And what I've done, if you see down here where it says regression, I've completed a regression analysis, which is actually, I can pull it up and show you it. MLB machine learning. It's on this sheet. Just give me 1 second. I'm going to pull up a second sheet for you. And what I've done is I took, for batters and pitchers, but I'm just using it for batters right now. I haven't had a real need to use it for the pitchers, but it's easy enough to put in. It's just a VLOOKUP. I took the pitchers, and I've broken down what it is that they score with, how their scoring is. I don't know if people understand what I mean. If you're familiar with any type of machine learning or regression analysis, so I take strikes, BABIP, Sierra, Ks per nine, the games played, and these types of things, and multiple other things. But a lot of things don't come into their scoring. And I get a p-value, which these E's mean they're very small for people who don't know that, but they're a very small number. It has to be under less than 0.05 to be a 95% confidence interval that these matter to the DraftKings scoring on a pitcher. And then I take the coefficients, and what I've done is let's go over to that page. I take the coefficients, which you see here. I take the actual, like Giovanni Galagos or whatever his name is, his strike is 1. And I multiply it by this to come up with an answer. And then I do that for all the valued plays, BABIP and Sierra, and I'm not going to, but you see them all here playing a whip, ground ball percentage, home run and fly ball, quality starts. I take the coefficient and multiply it by that to get an answer. This answer, this answer. And what I do is I tied it all together. Well, this is how you do it. You sum them up of the multiples to get a score, okay? Then what I did is, let me see if I can, I don't know if let me minimize it. Oh, that ain't going to work. I go over to the DraftKings MLB batter regression. Where did I haven't pulled it up yet. Okay. You guys have to forgive me. This little thing up here on the top is in the way a little bit of some of this, but I'll show you in a second what I'm doing exactly here. And yeah, just let this load up for a second. It's a pain in the ass. That's one thing, again, and I know you guys have heard me say this in the past, the difference between Google Sheets and Excel. This doesn't happen with Excel because it's not online. It's your actual sheet. I just open it and use it. If I was in an office scenario, I would never really want to use this because I think there'd be a lot of lost man hours just standing around waiting for things to load, and that's just not worth it. But I take the regression rank to these points, and then I use the rank function to rank them, 1 to high, the most points, and down the line. So as you go over to the batter sheet, yeah, you'll see here I've got them ranked. That's in a nutshell. So basically what my ranking is, it's a regression analysis of scoring. And I did the same thing. I showed you pitches, but I did the same exact thing for batters. What matters the most in scoring by a 0.05 or less, and then tie the coefficients together to come up with the score. And then I rank that score, highest to lowest, with 1 being the best and so forth. This is the batting order. This is actually, DFS On Demand gets credit for this. He invented this, not me. I swiped it. He has a video on how you can actually bring in a live batting order. And that's what I did. And thank you for that, DFS On Demand. It's great because I do use it. And I can now actually see where, people are batting today. As long as they've been listed as in the lineup, they're going to show up on our sheet. If they've been injured, they're going to show up on our sheet, right? We have our batters, positions. I have the Fangraph name, the DraftKings name, and this right here you'll see is the Rotogriders team name. I have, in this one here, the opposing team. So they're playing this team. Why do I do that? Because this team's pitcher is right-handed, and he's going up against, so Mike Trout is going up against a right-handed pitcher. And these specific stats you see for Mike Trout, who looks like he's going to do very well today, are incident to that handedness pitcher. Let me pull those up. I had somebody ask me a question about how I nab those. I go to Fangraphs, and I just import them. Let me, these are today's pitches. Let me get off these. I want to go to, that's okay. All batters, for example. I look at, this is the all batter sheet. This is everybody's name and their general plate appearances, RBIs, stolen bases. This isn't against handedness. This is just showing you what they've done on a whole. But then I get into batters left. You know, we have a fly ball percentage. Because you have to dig into Fangraphs a little bit to get different stats. They're hard contact. So when they're facing a left-handed batter, their fly ball rate is such and such. For example, Francisco Pena's fly ball rate is 11.1% when he's facing a left-handed batter. If he was facing a right-handed batter, let's see what he have here. Well, he's not listed. They're not actually in the same order, but Lane Adams' fly ball percentage is 14.3% when he's facing a right-handed batter. And then I go into batter advanced right and left, and I get like ISO, WOBA, wins over, runs created. So these are all import HTML, as you see. So every time you open this sheet, it's going to live load this. So this is going to be all up to the moment by Fangraphs every time you use it. The pitches are going to be the same thing. Today's pitches, that's starting pitches for today. The 2018, 2018. These are all pitcher stats. I'll give you an example of one of them. Let's see what we got here. You know, average, whip, walks, hits, inning, BABIP, etc. Sierra. And 2018. Let's see what I'm using this for. Every sheet you see here, I'm using it for something. So, soft contact, hard contact, etc. Medium contact. Okay. Park rank. I brought this in. This is from. Where did I get this? I think this one's from Team Rankings, and they list the park ranking. You'll notice here this Toronto example doesn't show up. You may have to hard enter that yourself. I don't know why it doesn't. They probably do that on purpose. And then I just use a VLOOKUP for each field, you know. So you get the park ranking, because you do want to know what type of park the batters, et cetera, are going to be in. I have a live sheet for weather, because weather will kill your games quick, as we've all learned over the years here. And we'll let that load. And that'll go down and give you, you know, a list of games, et cetera, what's going on as far as the weather goes. Okay, so we've got the weather, the all batters. I've showed you the pitchers. The pitcher matchup, I go to Roto-Grinders, and I actually pull their daily pitcher for that day, and the WOBA for left and right, the strikes for left and right, the on-base plus slugging left and right. And that's matched to the pitcher's hands. And I, in turn, let's pull that back up here. I go over to the batter sheet. No, that's a pitcher sheet. I'm sorry. Let me give you a quick example of, this is where I'm talking about the WOBA, the strike rate, and the OPS. That's coming in from Roto-Grinders. This is coming in from Roto-Grinders too. I take Vegas. My Vegas tab is the Roto-Grinders tab. I bring this in. I use a split function, if you guys are familiar with that. And I split the names, then I sew them back together. I get the handedness, the projected runs that they're going to have, or they're facing, okay, because that's important. If you notice, Jake Arrieta is going to get 4.19 runs today, his team. Derek Rodriguez is pitching against him. Derek Rodriguez is going to face the 419, not Arrieta, so that has to be changed. So that's what I did. I changed it so it brings in the accurate score. Here's the handedness again for the opposing pitches, the park ranks. That's all off a split function. It's very simple to do. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that or not, but if you're not, I'll show you how to do it at some point. It's very, very simple and extremely helpful. So with that being said, let's go over to the pitcher sheet. Okay. Now, I'll be honest with you. I did a little window shopping earlier today, and I've decided that I want to use Derek Rodriguez. I don't know if you guys think he stinks. I know his park is not very good today, but he has a good strike score. He has tremendous value. So we'll go over to here. Where is he? We'll take Mr. Rodriguez. Then we're going to take, I actually decided that I wanted to use the highest strike score, which I usually do for one guy. I look for like a major guy that might cost a little more, but I don't care. As long as I can get a value guy in there. If the value guy's fit. I'm not going to use a value guy just to save money if he's terrible and he's going to tank my team. I don't know how he's going to do. He's a 113 money line, which basically means he's 53% to lose or something like that off the top of my head. That's not all that bad. He's facing a little over 4 runs, which we're not crazy about. We like the lower runs, as we should. But if you look at Tyler Skaggs here for 9,500, you can kind of see why they're charging him that money. He's got a decent enough park. He's got the low runs. He's got the highest money line. The OPS left and right ain't there, but it's not there for anybody today. The other thing I look at is Sierra. It's very important for those guys who play, right? Sierra's one of those kind of hallmarks. He has a great Sierra. Now, maybe he hasn't played a lot of games, and that's why he has that. We'll find out today. He also has the second lowest Sierra on the board. And he has many, many other attributes coming to him, along with the high Vegas money line. So Mr. Skaggs has got a job tonight with me. So let's go ahead and put him in. Okay. Now we'll go over to... I'm going to close this drive. We don't need it. Let's go back and let's get to the batters. So batter sheet. Now we're going to... I'll show you how I use this. This is great. I love this. Now we have this set up, as you know. I've got these teams and the pitcher hand. We don't necessarily need that right now. So let me see if we can get a little clearer. So what I usually do is I just go ahead and hide it. And over here, I forgot to mention, I also bring in the, for the day, if there are any. Yeah, this is BVP, batter versus pitcher, history, the history of these batters against these pitchers, if it's worth noting. I brought that in from Roto Grinders, or Roto Wire, actually, I think is one of them. But anyways, let's get down to making a lineup here. So the first thing I do usually is I clear it out, and I'll start with first base, for example. And I go around, I click the first bases, click OK, and see what we got. Oh, another thing I do here, well, we'll go back to that. I should have done that at first. See Brandon Belt, he's not playing. He does look good over here, but he's not here today. Justin Bour is, and he's presenting pretty well, as you can see with the greens. So, guess what? Justin Bour's got a job. Where is he? First base. There he is. $3,600. He's facing Koch. Mayor Ed Koch from New York, right? Whatever. All right. So we'll clear this out. We'll go to second base. Well, actually, let's select them all. I want to show you what I want to do here. I'm going to select all. And to save us some time, since these lines are already out today, I'm going to get the X's out of there. These guys that aren't playing, we don't need them. So let's go ahead, clear these out. Let's go to get our second baseman. Second base, third base, second base, shortstop. Okay, let's see what we got. Descalo jumps out right away to me. See that? This is how I use this. Like, I look right here. He's got a lot of things going for him. He doesn't have a lot of stolen bases. But everything else, he seems to be functioning at a high level. Guess what? Descalo's got a job. Where is he? He's going against Australia. Again, not even against that pitcher. You got to love that. We've got $4,700 left. Okay, let's clear him out. Let's go get our third baseman. Now, you guys might like to pick in different orders. I understand that. Some guys might want to go right to outfield. I get that. I'm just not. Right here. Descalo. Oh, okay, we already got him in, so we got to ignore him. I'm looking at... See these three right here? Woba, ISO, and hard contact. I start with these as like the three heaviest. Those are the most important to me. And I like this over here. Strike rate is also important, though. But, I mean, when you start looking at strike rate here... Matt Duffy, maybe? I could see him. I like this, but the strike rate is a little higher. Strike rate is high, 25%. What's Duffy? 19%. He does have a low strike rate. He's got a lot of RBIs. Evan Longoria. And we got the money to use him. Let's see who he's bound against. Hold on. Third base, Longoria, Arrieta. He's got a tough matchup in Jake Arrieta. Hold on. Matt Duffy's batting fourth. Yeah. Jake Lamb. Fly ball percentage is pretty good. A lot of runs. It's tough. Longoria or Lamb? All right, I'm with you. It's going to be Lamb. Where is he? Let's put him in. Okay, now I usually go to outfield right here. This is where I find my start looking for my outfielders because, to be honest with you, in this rate, I have some money left over. If I was getting tight, I'd go get a catcher and a shortstop, and usually I kind of cut back a little bit on money on them, especially catches. But in this point, I don't know that we got to do that right now. So let's see what happens. All right. We have right here, Nelson Cruz is looking good to me. Who else? You know, the strike rates, I don't like to mess too much with the strike rates, like I said. Peralta looks good. But Trout right now seems like he's owning this. So let's go over to Mr. Trout. Let's pull him in. I know he's a little money, but I think we should get him. Okay. So we'll go over to... There's Trout. See what else we got. I don't mean to be silent here. I know it's kind of boring to watch a video when someone's not talking, but I'm just taking a look here. I like Nelson Cruz. A lot, actually, now the more I'm looking at him. So let's go ahead and put Cruz in because we know we can use him. Where is he? Okay. We still got $4,600. We're doing all right here. So we got Nelson Cruz, Peralta, who probably is going to get a job by the look of it. Yeah. Yep. I am going to go with Mr. Peralta. Where is he? There he is right there. Let's put him in. Okay. Now we've got nobody going against our pitches, although it's all coming out of Arizona's highly stacked here, right? So let's see what we can do. That's all right. It's only a 4-game slate, so we got to make do. Let's go over to our catchers. Select all. Okay, let's put them all back in there. Let's go get a catcher. Catcher. I don't have any first base catches or anything like that. Sometimes they tie them in together. Real Muto. Look at this. He's standing right out at me now. JT Real Muto. Let's see what's... Hopefully he's not going against that pitcher. And he's not. We're using him. We got $5,900 left over. So, let's go get a shortstop, right? Might as well clear them all out. I don't know why I did that. Shortstop. Catcher, first base, third base. I just don't want to miss it. Profile, maybe? He looks pretty good. Of what we have. Yeah, I'm going to use him. Where is he? So... we still have $2,300 left over. Oh, wait a minute. Average remaining salary. Remaining salary is $2,300. Okay. All right. So we have money left over. We could go off of Rodriguez if we wanted to, but do we have to? That's the question. I don't think we do. Because if we... Here's the thing. Let's see how much money we got left over here for a second. We got $2,300. So we got $7,300. So let's go on over here. Clear it. Well, we don't have to clear it out. Select all. These guys we can't afford, so we'll just take them off the market. Yeah, look. Nobody's really presenting the way. The closest guy to it is Straley, if we wanted to use him. And I'm not against it. He brings in a good strike score. He has the value for it. His money line is a little lower. He has a little bit better runs. Well, actually, no, he doesn't because they're more against him. He's in a better park. His strike rate is good, but it's not as good as his. Swing and strike rate isn't at 10%. I'm going to stay the course. So this is going to be my team right here. So we'll see how it goes. We'll play it, and maybe it'll hit for. I'm going to only play it for $1, so I'm not the most expensive player in the world. So Peralta, Cruz, Trout. So let's see. We're going to enter them in. Let's find a $1 50-50. Put my money where my mouth is, right? The last of the big spenders, but you know what? I only play for fun. I'm not trying to make a living at this or something. I got a job. 50-50s. Let's go to the. And I took a bath last night. I lost on at the last 10 seconds or something of WNBA. I lost. I was so mad. So I was in like first place, and then I just fell out, and it was really sad. Thought I was going to do well in that, but I didn't. Do a double up or 50-50? Yeah, see, the 50-50's unloading, right? We can get in here. Let's just put in. All right, we're in. So we're going to play Mr. Trout, Mr. Peralta, Mr. Cruz, Profile, Lamb, DeShallow, if I'm saying that right. Sorry if I'm not. Bohr, Realmuto, Skaggs, and Rodriguez. Concerned about him a little bit, but I think he's the best option we have. All right, guys, so this is my video. It's 26 minutes long. So that's my sheet. I have the batters, as you know. Let me go back to add the prices. We have the pitcher sheet. We have the batter sheet. Right? Let's go ahead and add all the positions back in. This has a lot of live information, as I showed you. We got the injuries, the batting lineup, the start. This is live, too. This comes in every day, updated. You don't have to touch it. It give you the BVP. All of this actually comes in every day. You don't have to do anything. We'll bring back the teams. We got the Vegas scores from Roto Grinders. Pitcher matchup is also courtesy of Roto Grinders. Regression rank is mine, where like I said, I use a regression analysis of scoring to rank them. DraftKings sheet, I just bring it in and put it here. And actually, what you do every day is you just drop in the DraftKings sheet. And then when you go over to the batter sheet, let me show you something. If you look at the DraftKings team's name, if you select all, you'll see right now there's going to be a lot of NAs. That's because these teams ain't playing. So all you do is you just go over to this DraftKings one. You go down to the NAs, sign them off, and it punches in all the players that are going to be here today. And I like that. So instead of going every day and trying to VLOOKUP names and doing everything, it's too much. Don't bother. I bring in these names. These are VLOOKUP off of the batter sheet. Actually, I just run them down off of the batter sheet, all batters. So I list every batter that Fangraphs has, which is probably all of them, and then their teams, and I do a Fangraphs search, VLOOKUP from Fangraphs to DraftKings to bring in the DraftKings team, and then I just click off the NA, so only the DraftKings teams are going to play today, and these guys are all on those assigned teams. Save myself the trouble. Then I bring in the pitcher's hand, which comes off of the Vegas sheet, and then it shows like Gene Segura. These are his stats today going up against the left-handed pitcher, so it's specific to the hand. And like I said, it's not so much not specific to the pitcher either, because in some instances, I do have the BVP if it's listed. He's played him. Justin Upton's gone up against Doug Fister. He's had 13 at-bats with 4 hits, an extra base hit, a home run, 2 RBIs. So you can get the idea. I use this. It's not the first way I make a choice. It's like the regression rank. I use that as well, but I don't go out. I don't care. If a guy's number 1 and a guy's number 121, and 121 has all green, and 1 has a tough matchup, I'll probably go with 121, to be honest with you. But if 1 is better or equal to it, then I'm definitely going to go. It's just a tie splitter for me, really. So that's my sheet. I hope you guys like it. It's been 30 minutes, so I'm going to stop. Thank you very much for your support. If anybody wants to use this sheet, you're welcome to it. I think, what do you think, $5? Yeah, send me a good faith payment of $5 and I'll kick you the sheet, and we'll go from there. All right? All right, guys. Have a good one. God bless Boston. Thank you very much for watching and all your support. I know I haven't made a video in a little while, but I've been busy with family and yard with the newer weather coming in and everything else. Very busy. So thank you very much for your time, and thank you again.